I will never record you, as you know. Okay, ready.
The first one was 2x minus 1 if x is less than 4. Then the second one is the square root of x minus 2. Sorry, but 2 is outside of the square root.
I will erase it. That's fine.
If x is greater than or equal to 4.
Good. Perfect. What was the problem here? What do you think was difficult or not clear?
I just had trouble identifying the holes in the equation. Or when, I guess, when I separately wrote out the y values for the first and the second.
Do we agree with this?
Yeah, I got those in.
Okay, so obviously the domain will be all real numbers. So there is no gap in x values, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so then f of x. 0 has to be in the table, 4 has to be in the table, and infinities. Is that okay so far? Now, under 4, I have these two symbols. The left one signifies potentially an open point, and the right-hand one signifies definitely a full point. Is that okay so far? Yes? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so between negative infinity and 4, I have 2x minus 1, and between 4 and infinity, I have the square root of x minus 2. Is that okay? And I just plug in numbers. So let's say negative 1, I get negative 3. Let's say 0, I get negative 1. Let's say 1/2, because I get 0. Let's say 4. 8 minus 1 is 7 inside the parenthesis. Let's say 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. And let's say 9. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. Is that okay? Good. So let's graph now. I will graph two different colors. So negative 1, negative 3, full point. 0, negative 1, 1/2, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So I'm going to say 2, 4, 6, 8. So right here. And this is an open point. Of course, because of the my unit is not perfect. So the next one is 4, 0, and this is a full point. And let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1. And this is the graph. It's not a straight line. This is the square root. And that's it. And in order to find the range happens to be from negative infinity to infinity, because this goes to infinity all the way. So the range, negative infinity to infinity. What was not clear on this part, so I know in the future which part of all this was not clear?
For me, I got a little confused on the way it was typed, like the format of the question. Wait, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I didn't realize that they were two separate things because.
But it says piecewise defined function.
Yeah, I know. It just.
So it says f of x equals da da da, because in LaTeX, I'm working on a little code to make the brace. It does not. It uses Canvas uses LaTeX, and I need a little code for, and I'm working on that. But if it says 2x minus 1 if, and if, then yeah, I didn't think that you could have asked me. You could have sent me an email or call me and asked me what that meant. Because obviously, if it's a function for a particular domain and another function for a different domain, obviously it's a piecewise defined function. And I also mentioned that, I think. Yeah, in Canvas is a little bit fidgety on that, on the brace. It does not give me an option, so I'm working on a little code for that. But if there is any any doubt on anything, you have my number. You can text me, you can call me, you can email me. So it may happen on the test. So please remember that. As I said, I'm working on this little code
Thank you.
to make it work like that. But once it says a piecewise defined function, you know what that means. Anything else? Other questions before we?
Yeah, I'm a little bit lost on how you can have two values under 4. Like, how would we know that at the value of 4, you have both 7 and 0, and like for other numbers you won't?
So I will explain this as many times as you need, but if you really, really want to understand this, I would recommend watch the video from last time several times and this one, okay?
Okay.
So first of all, I'm not allowed to plug in 4 here. You understand 4 does not have the equal symbol.
Uh-huh.
So the point 4, 7 does not exist. That is not a point. It's an open point. The function does not exist at 4, 7. It exists at 4, 0, where the point is full.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right? Because otherwise it will not be a function. If I make the error and fill this in by the vertical line test, it hits 2 points. It's not a function. So here there is no equal symbol. I'm not allowed to plug in 4. But if you don't plug in 4 to get approximately, not 7, but approximately 7, then you have to plug in 3.9999999. Would you like to plug in, instead of 4 in this branch, would you like to plug in 3.9999999 and see what you get? I'll tell you what you get. You get approximately 7, and you have to graph this or plot that.
Okay.
But you're not allowed to plug in 4. That's why I showed last time this is a point that does not exist. This is a full point. That's where the full point is. That's why I put the bracket. The bracket signifies a full point. The parenthesis signifies an open point. Is this better?
Yeah.
Always remember that I record those videos for you. I don't like listening to myself.
I have a question.
Yes? Schwamm?
Can you,
Was
can
it
you show
Schwamm?
again? Yeah, can you show again how to write down if it says if x is greater than 4 and square root x minus 2?
It's right there. It's this one. It's the piecewise defined function. Maybe I misunderstood the question.
No, I got it.
Okay. Anything else? Do we have other questions?
I have a question. It
Yes.
could be, I think you could go over it in this one or
Of course. Of course.
number 2.
Yes.
For finding the X and Y intercepts, I don't know why, but I'm having trouble with it. I know how to find it in a normal like y equals mx plus b equation, but for example, for number 2, I don't know if I did it right, but what I got, it didn't even have an X intercept.
So you are giving me 2 points then, or?
I guess it's, yeah, I understand. You give 2 points for the.
Can you give them to me so I can start working on that, or?
Oh, sure. I could just give you number 2 was f of x equals the square root of x plus 2, all inside the square root, plus 4. And
so we were asked to find the X and Y intercepts?
yes.
Okay, so let's go back. Does anyone remember the equation of this line, which is the x-axis? What is the equation of the x-axis?
Y equals 0.
Excellent. So perfect. So if this is y equals 0, in order to find the x-intercept, I make y equal to 0. 0 equals the square. Oh, this is not.
Hold on.
The square root is negative.
Yeah, and I just noticed I don't have that on my homework, so that might be where all the confusion that I have came from. But it's negative square root of x plus 2.
That would make no difference.
Okay.
Well, yes, so 0 equals negative the square root of x plus 2 and plus 4. And now we have to identify the type of equation. So we have this list from last time. I just took them out of my recycle bin. What type of equation is it? Because if I have difficulties identifying the type of equation, I may not be able to solve it.
It's a radical.
Perfect. So radical equation requires us to separate the radical from the rest. So I will move this term to the other side. When we move a term from one side to the other, we only change its sign. There is nothing else that changes. Are you with me, everyone? Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's where I went wrong. I
Okay.
didn't separate it. I solved it like normal.
You cannot solve it like normal. This is normal, right? Yeah, first we have to identify that it's a radical equation. And when we solve radical equations, we have to, and it has only one radical, then we have to separate it. And then we square it, and we get x plus 2 equals 16, so x equals 14. So it's 14 comma 0, but remember, we have to check. Every time we solve radical equations, and like in this case we square, we have to go back and check. Yeah, 14 plus 2 is 16, the square root of 16 is 4, negative 4 plus 4 is indeed 0. So this will be the x-intercept. Now, anyone reminds us what is the equation of this line, which is the y-axis?
X equals 0.
Yeah. So 0 plus 2 is 2, so f of 0 equals negative the square root of 2 plus 4. If I need to approximate, I will approximate. This is negative 1.41 plus 4. And that will be 0 comma whatever that is. So what do I get here? Is it 2 point...
2 square root 4?
Yeah, you can write negative the square root of 2 if you want to be exact, negative the square root of 2 plus 4, or you can write an approximation. Okay, is this what the question was? Did I answer, or there was some?
I think so. I think my question, now that I see it, I think my problem was with solving the radical problem. So when I did it, I subtracted 4 from the other side to get.
It's the same, absolutely the same thing. So negative 4 equals negative the square root of x plus 2. You still have to multiply both sides by negative 1, and you get 4 equals the square root of x plus 2. You get exactly the same thing. It doesn't matter where you keep the variable. It's a habit of mine to have the variable always on the left, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah. And so anyways, when I did it, it didn't work with my domain range, but that's because I had the problem written down incorrectly. So it makes sense now. Thank you.
My pleasure. Is this better now, everyone? Do we have anything else from anything? Of course, I will write solutions and post them for you. I will do that for all assignments.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So what will be the range for the piecewise function that we just did?
You said when we present the domain?
The range for the piecewise we just did.
Yes. From negative infinity to positive infinity.
That's the range? Negative infinity?
Yes, this one goes to negative infinity and it stops here, and this one goes to positive infinity. So it's everywhere between negative infinity and positive infinity. Is that okay?
Yes.
Anything else? Very good questions. Do we have anything else? Okay, I think always correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we only have one item left from here. I think we covered everything. We just have left this one. And there is a big story with that concept. Okay, one more time. Anyone has anything for me? Okay, good. So first, before we look at that particular problem, we're going to look at a function. And I will put the title in a minute. So here's a function. And we will create 2 points on this function. I'm going to call this point P, and I'm going to call this point Q. And now I'm going to say that the x-coordinate of point P is x. Can anyone give us the y-coordinate of point P? Okay, Noor, can you give us the y-coordinate of point P? What do you?
How would I do that?
This is a point on the graph of f of x, and x coordinate is x. What could y coordinate be?
I don't know if I'm understanding.
So
it would be 0. It would be 0 and something, or 0 comma something.
anyone else would like to give it a shot?
P of x maybe?
Say it again.
P of x.
The function is called f of x.
Okay.
So then what would be the y coordinate of P? Now if I say P is here, and I give you x, and I'm asking you about y, you'll say I have no clue. But P is a point on the graph of this function, and it has x coordinate x. What could y be?
Is this like a hypothetical number just for the example? Like
We're talking about x.
Okay.
It's less than x?
No.
Would it just be y?
Perfect. Tell me in another way. Excellent. Of course. It's x comma y. Say it again.
They're the same. It's x equals y. They're the same.
No. X equals y is a line that bisects the first and the third quadrants. So that's a totally special situation. Was it Amin when Amin said y?
Yeah.
Excellent. But there is another way of representing y. Thank you very much. Was it Zanab? Thank you. Of course, if this is 5, this must be f of 5. If this is 10, this must be f of 10. If this is 100, this must be f of 100. We all understand that. There is no guessing here. If the x coordinate is x, the y coordinate must be the function value at that point. So P has x comma f of x. Do we understand, everyone? This is crucial, very important. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now here's what I'm going to do. I am going to say that this is a point very close to P, but I'm zooming in. I'm zooming in so they appear very far apart. But this is very close, and here's what I'm telling you. The x-coordinate is x plus a little bit. Lowercase h, a little bit.